Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have an interesting rack. I've got the Q with the U, which is good. And my opponent has changed. I can't see a way of playing off the Q straight away, and in any event, the Q with the U is a good thing to have on your rack. So I think I'll play firm for 18. Not great. No bingo here. But I do have quote at the moment in column 8. Not a huge number of other options. And that could easily be blocked. Firm, I think, takes an I and an S after it. Wow, fantastic play by my opponent. Off to a bingo start after that change. Now he's opened up triple word squares in column 1. Do I have something with my Q? I've got quota, but that doesn't get tripled. I've got quat, which does. Can I get the Q doubled? I don't think I can. So anything better than quat, quant, slightly better, takes an E in front. But I don't think the N is a huge addition to this rack leave. L, N and T, all vulnerable to duplicates of the same tile. Anything better than quant, 42 points, quite good. Don't think so. I'm going with this. Well, I have toolbox through an O. Box, gox and locks, all good as 3-lettered plays. Nowhere fantastic for the X. And no E for equant. Quant also takes an A at the end. Wow, back-to-back bingos for my opponent. Fantastic start for him. So there is the first O of Amarino for toolbox. But I think there's something better. I have box for 59 here. Just 32 for toolbox, and this rack leave isn't completely terrible. Bingo-y tiles and a good vowel consonant balance. Just wondering if there's anything slightly better. Probably a longer word in the same approximate spot. Botox, not good. So, box for 59. Plagued with duplicates. So no bingo here. And no scoring tiles. I trail by 30. I do have an A for going after quant. What else do I have? And what do I have with that A? I've got a lot, but that's keeping duplicate G. Not good. What about something through the I of Amarino? Do I have a double-double? I would have glottal through a T. Wow, another bingo for my opponent. That's 3 on the trot. And there's still another blank out there, so absolutely fantastic start for him. What am I to do? Well, I've got Toga down here. Let me see what that scores. 30 points, pretty good. Rack leave, slightly poor with the duplicate L. Can't see anything great using the quanta hook. Is there any way of not having a duplicate L and scoring something roughly of this order? I don't think so. And Aura takes an L at the end, which is useful given that I'm retaining a couple. Quite a nice pickup. I have Gazelle on my rack as a 5-letter play. And I guess it's mainly the Z which is good about this rack, and the fact that I do have some vowels. So opponent continuing to score with 39 points for Dural. I don't think, well, I know Glazal isn't good, so I'm not sure. I don't think I have any Z plays in row O. I'm inclined to leave that open. Now, what a shame was isn't good, W-O-Z, otherwise I would have Gazelle in column 13. So I can't see anywhere for that. Again, Una not good prevents it playing in column 6. Can't see a way of getting the Z tripled with an AZ play. I could play just Gaul, but since I'm so far behind, 100 points, quite like to keep that triple lane open and open more. So what I could do is play Zag, truly horrendous Rackley, which certainly doesn't go well with an L, but it scores 42 points and I only trail by 100, so I don't want to be too immersed in sorting my rack out at the expense of points, especially when there's 30 on offer. However, is there something better than this? This Rackley really is pretty horrendous. Let me just momentarily put this back. Onto an E I would have Glaze, and that would be a much better rack leave. What about playing Gala? 35 points, which is still pretty good, a much more balanced rack, and I'm retaining the Z for score. I think this is a better play. And I'm creating a new bingo lane in column 14. Yeah, I'm going with this. Wow, great pickup. No duplicates and the blank. Do I have a bingo? Do I have a triple in row O? Close to bulldoze. Not quite close enough. Okay, opponent not surprisingly takes that out, but for quite a humble score. So I trail by 90, and I've got a fantastic rack. Do I have a bingo? There's the floating E of firms for bingos beginning with E. I've got the ABLE ending. I'm going to squiz through the alphabet and see what comes to mind. I have got 13 minutes on my clock. And I'm looking for 7s and 8s. That is reminding me of something. But it's not come to mind. Not seen anything so far. Iodizable through DI. Still nothing. Quite a crucial moment. If there is a bingo here, I can draw quite close to my opponent. And blaze on, possibly onto an N. Now, is benzoal good? If it is, that plays in column 14. It's not. Okay, I shan't play that. The zoo prefix, zoomable, doesn't quite work. Well, this isn't quite as good as I thought it would be, unless I'm missing bingos. No, not seeing anything. Now, is there anywhere super hot just for the Z? Because the remaining tiles are really great for a bingo next turn. I don't wish to burn the blank to get rid of the Z. Well, I have Azo right here. That's 47 points, that's pretty good. Rackleave, pretty good, especially with this A spot for the B. So I think I'll go with this. If I am overlooking a bingo, I don't think I'm going to be losing a ton of points because this is worth 47. The blank is worth 25, so this is really a 70-point play. So Azo for 47. That's a bad pickup. I don't have a bingo. I trail by 40, opponent on turn. Remaining tiles pretty bingo-y. So I'm looking to get rid of the V. I wonder if I gave sufficient attention to RE. Just 25 for opponent, so he is slowing down. Where can I play the V to best effect without killing bingo lanes? 10 minutes on my clock. I have Breathe, keeping double LN, which is terrible. Do I have anything better? The E front hook for Quant no longer exists. So not too many places on the board to consider. I've got the V for making Rev. Maybe I should play Breathe. It is going to score okay, about 20 points, 22 points. No L's in the bag, just 2 N's. Can I do better? 9 minutes on my clock. Blank definitely helps this Rackleave, but I'd like to give the blank as much help as I can. Can't see anything onto this O. I'm going with this. I do draw one of the N's. And no, well, I do draw a vowel, but I've still got an unbalanced rack which forces the blank to be a vowel. However, this is better than having no vowels. A play of Leng would leave quite a good Rackleave. And I'm not out of it. I trail by 40 points, so a single bingo is going to put me right back in the game. And I do have the blank, and there are 29 tiles left. Not seen any good candidate moves. Brev takes a T. Opponent may have a nice play in column 8. I can't see anywhere at the moment for Glenn. 28 points for opponent. He could just be going for score, or he could be retaining a fantastic Rackleave. I note he's also blocking the O as a bingo floater and stopping plays which stick an I next to the Q. And there are 5 I's out there. So I could play Leng and EL, that's pretty terrible, can't believe that's optimal. I've got Glen and Ag, again, can't believe that's optimal. I was looking at Leglem, but that would require 2 E's. It would be quite nice to hang on to my E, even though there are 5 to come. Tricky situation. I don't want to provide a super easy spot for my opponent to score 40 points. He's already 70 points ahead. So I could play Jong, which keeps the E. It's only 12 points and the rack leave is terrible. And I'm obstructing a bingo lane. Can I do better? I'm thinking about changing. If I kept EN blank, well, I could draw a ton of I's. 6 minutes on my clock and 28 tiles to come, including 3 S's. I think I'm going to change if all I can do is get 12 points and leave a bad rack. So I think I'm going to stop here. I think this is quite a good rack with all the I's to come, and there are 7-letter lanes on the board for ING words. I'm going with this. Great. I have Tangles, which plays in 2 spots. Wow, close to Iglaunst in row O. Tangles in column 14 isn't going to score very much. Spy takes an E in front. So do I have a play across the top, not necessarily beginning with an E, it could begin 1 square to the left. In which case it would need to begin with N or T. Not sure there is one there, haven't seen it. So I do have Tangles in column 14. I can't see any plays beginning with E. Or is there? Let me just think about the vowels. 5 minutes on my clock, 25 tiles to come. So, Pestling available. What about with an O? Longest. Four minutes on my clock. I could play in column 12. That would require a play beginning with a vowel. Do I have any of those in mind? Not sure I do. So do I play Tangles or do I play across from here? So I've got Spanglet. For 76, and I think I'll go with that. Well, I was eyeing up this solitary S. I don't have it. I now trail by 40. I probably do need another bingo, and this is not looking likely with this rack. My W and Y can go next to the A for a decent score. The player of UH has really crushed the top of the board, so all of the actions in the bottom right, unless I do something to open up the top. But my E can't go to the left of the P. Just wondering if there are any plays through Quanta, especially beginning on the triple word square. Wow, nice bingo for my opponent, nearly 100 points, and I think that settles the game. 11 tiles in the bag. So, what to do here? I can play Y for 33. And I'm retaining an E and N, which can go on the end of AW. So I think I'll go with this. So are there any bingo lanes on the board? Possibly just ending O. Well, E in second place works. It won't be enough to win the game, but I may have one more shot at a bingo. Especially if I opened a new bingo lane. So I could play Cower, which doesn't actually open a lane. However, Hour would. Okay, 51 points for opponent. That was the risk of that. 2 tiles in the bag. He's opened no bingo lanes, so I can play Hour, creating a new lane. So there are now 2 bingo lanes on the board, and this is quite a nice rack. So let's see if I can go out with a flourish. So I have Sithren, which plays in row D. Do I have anything in row L? Okay, opponent blocks that quite sensibly. Do I have anything ending with an O? Don't think so. Do I have anything going through this E? Well, 2 minutes on my clock. That's quite a nice bingo lane, but not seeing anything. Any other lanes I haven't considered? Amarino doesn't take anything after it that I've got, and possibly nothing at all. So this rack is Sithern and Sithren. Can't see anything else. Can't see any 8s with another E. So how can I score? The H is my best tile. Surely something in column 13, playing off the C with the H. Well, maybe Sithren here for 30 points. And opponent will be going out with this rack. So didn't quite manage to make the 400 mark, but jolly close. I hope I didn't miss a bingo through that E. It looked quite tantalising. So the final score, 399 to me, 535 to my opponent, a winning margin of 136 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first, and he changed. and this was my rack. And I don't like any of the options here, splitting up the Q and the U, retaining the Q. I don't think is as good as playing firm. Great bingo by my opponent, Amarino for 67. Now I have low quat through the A for 48. I played quant for 6 fewer points, and possibly a worse rack leave, so low quat would have been better. Opponent picks up a bingo, plays wiriest for 80. Wow, but actually has a double-double in column 11, making Fermi, which would have scored 100. My rack, I've got box for 59. And now opponent has Pinecone, but also has Pliocene at E5. Again, a missed double-double, but hard one to see, which would have scored 94. My rack, and look, all of these rack leaves look fairly uninspiring. So I play Toga for 30, keeping G-double-L. Log available, but that takes quite a few front hooks, so my play may not be best, but I think it's up there in the mix. Opponent gets 39 for Dural and is now 100 odd points ahead. Now this was a tricky rack. A13 Zag. I thought about that, didn't like the rack leave, and then went with Gala for 7 fewer points, and I still like that. Opponent plays Jewel, taking out the double-double threat. Now, was there something here? There wasn't. Wow. I thought there might be more than one bingo. And Azo J1 was my play for 47. Opponent plays Death. And I have this rack, and it's quite tricky. I'm only a bingo behind. I have the blank, but pretty tricky rack to sort out. C3 Velon. Wow, that would have been nice. 18 points. I played Breve for a higher score, but I think my rack leave of blank LLN is more than 4 points worse than blank B. How much worse? Maybe 8 to 10 points worse, I would think. Anyway, certainly Velon would have been a better play, and would have been the play I would have made if I'd seen it. Horrible rack for opponent. Plays for 28. And now my rack, F14. I really didn't like playing Glen in this spot, sticking a vowel next to the triple word square. And, well, pretty much everything scores less than 20 points, so I think I changed here and I like that. Opponent plays Spy, Scizop available for 53. And now I do have a bingo. And Glutz, a bingo beginning with a vowel. That played at L8 and S-Spy. Yep, that would have been nice. And then I played Spanglet for the same score, but slightly more dangerous, but nothing fantastic on offer. Great for my opponent. Nearly a 100-point bingo to secure the game. I play Y for 33. That looks fine. Opponent has Torquay. And no bingo here. Maybe I should have played off just the U, thinking about it. Not sure. Anyway, I decided to create a new bingo lane. Opponent blocks that. And then finally, no bingo on offer. I play Sitheren for 30. I could have got 4 more points. L8 for Ethnic and S-Spy. So a few points dropped at the end there. So, a cracking game. Opponent got off to a flying start. Not with his initial rack when he changed, but following that change, 3 back-to-back bingos, and then a 100-point bingo towards the end to win by a huge margin and score over 500 points. So a great victory for him. I was in the game for most of the game prior to that bingo in the end game, but didn't manage to get a bingo down to close the gap. Anyway, all good fun and quite an exciting game. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you next time.